Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has officially announced what he meant by the 5 steps to cut down net migration. It has caused a lot of panic and also those who are exempt from this 5 steps. So in today's video, I'm going to share his tweets and his explanation with you guys. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fajira. If you're joining me for the very first time, I'm so happy to have you all in our beautiful family. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. I really do appreciate. God bless you. If you're new to this channel, I create content on how you can migrate to the UK, jobs with visa sponsorship in the UK immigration updates, live in the UK, scholarships in the UK, like every information that will help your migration to the UK successful. So if you're someone who is interested in such content, or you know anybody who may be interested in such content, do share this video with them and also subscribe, so each time I upload a new video, you're definitely going to be the very first person to see that video. As earlier mentioned, the UK Prime Minister, which is Rishi Sunak, has officially explained what they actually meant by the 5 steps to cut down net migration. This has caused a lot of panic in the past few days, which is why I'm here to share the updates with you. And this was tweeted by him on the 7th of December. He explained and also mentioned those who are exempt. I'm going to share my screen with you to show you what he tweeted and what he explained about these 5 steps to cut down net migration. But before I dive right into that, I would love to take 1 or 2 minutes of your time to introduce to you something very special. We've come to this season when we usually show love to our friends and loved ones back home, and in this season, one of the ways you can show love is for you to send money to your friends and loved ones. Here to share with you an easiest app you can use to send money to your friends and loved ones, and that app, just as you can see, Leatherback. Leatherback has been a very good app. When I mean a very good app, I've been using Leatherback for a very long time to send money to my friends and loved ones, and this is a season that every one of us, we've got loved ones who are expecting money from us. If you want to send money to your friends and loved ones, download Leatherback. Just as you can see on the screen, I'm definitely going to leave the link and my referral code in the description box. Use the link to download the app and also use my referral code to sign up. Now, the good thing about Leatherback is once you download it and you create your own account, you can also have access to over 15 currencies, also in 21 countries. So it is not an app that is limited. You can use it anytime to send money to your friends and loved ones. I earlier said that this is a season that everyone is expecting some good cash from us back home. So with Leatherback, you've got a very good rate. When I mean a very good rate, like the rates on daily basis is just amazing. So for instance, if you want to send like £100 or $100, by the time you use Leatherback to send it, you'll see that your friends and loved ones will receive a very good amount because the rate is very competitive. To be honest with you, I have used a lot of apps before I came across Leatherback, but I can't compare Leatherback with other apps I've used because Leatherback is just exceptional. When I mean exceptional, it is very easy to access, it is very easy to download, and it is also very easy to send money through it. And if you've got any challenges during your transaction, there is also a 24/7 support system that will help you resolve it as soon as possible. So as I speak now, click on the link in the description box, download the app, and use my referral code to sign up so you can use that to start sending money, especially this season that our friends and loved ones are expecting some goodies from us. So don't forget to download Leatherback and use that for your transaction. All you need to do, just click on the send arrow. As you can see on my screen, it's very easy for you to use, and thank me later. Thank you very much for your time. So guys, like I earlier mentioned, that the UK Prime Minister has officially explained what he meant by the 5 steps to cut down net migration. Just as you can see on my screen, explain our plan to reduce net migration. As you can see, the Prime Minister and Home Secretary have announced a new plan to cut net migration and stop the abuse of our immigration system. The package will end exploitation of the system through certain visas. Not all visas are included. Stop immigration from undercutting British workers. Stop employers over-relying on migrant workers, and ensure those who settle in the UK can financially support their families. Alongside measures to stop most overseas students bringing dependents to the UK, these plans are expected to deliver the biggest reduction net migration on record, cutting numbers by around 300,000. Step will make sure that immigration will always benefit the UK, while ensuring that the NHS and most innovative businesses always have access to the talent they need to succeed. As you can see on my screen, the first explanation from the Office of the Prime Minister says, we will end abuse of the immigration system by stopping migrant health and care workers bringing dependents to the UK and preventing fraudulent care agencies from exploiting overseas care workers. A health and care worker visa let medical professionals come to or stay in the UK to do an eligible job in the NHS or in adult social care. And while overseas workers are a vital part of our care sector, it is clear this visa is being exploited, with 120,000 dependents coming to the UK alongside 100,000 care workers and senior care workers last year. Most dependents are not in paid work but are making use of the public service, such as healthcare. If you're coming on the health and care worker visa, you are exempt from paying the IHS, which I think a few months ago the government was deliberating on care workers to start paying for IHS. Well, you know, that's going to be a lot. And also, if you're a student in the UK and you have worked in the care sector, I think above 6 months, you are allowed to request for your refund of IHS, which for me is a very good thing because you're working in the healthcare sector. Now, the UK government have said to control the volume of dependents entering the UK and stop the exploitation of overseas care workers, we will remove the ability for care workers and senior care workers to bring dependents with them to the UK. So he has explained this. People felt that when he talked about the health and care worker visas, the doctors were included, the nurses were included. With this explanation from the Prime Minister, I can read that again so you can see. Remove the ability for care workers and senior care workers to bring dependents with them to the UK. You can see that the Prime Minister didn't mention doctors, radiographers, nurses, and so on. He specified in his explanation that they are going to remove the ability for care workers and senior care workers to bring dependents with them to the UK. The second explanation on that, make sure that the employers that approve health and care worker visas are checked by the Independent Regulation of Health and Social Care in England, which is the CQC. They have to go through that process before they are allowed to sponsor, which is why the Home Office is currently not approving CUSs like they used to do in the past. I filmed a lot of videos on that. So I uploaded a video recently of the request that the Home Office is asking from employers. And there's a latest update about the new request now that the Home Office is asking from employers before they can allocate their CUSs. I'm going to share that in my future video. So the second step, as you can see, explained by the Prime Minister, stop immigration undercutting British workers. To stop employers intentionally hiring overseas staff for less than British workers, we will also raise the minimum earnings for a skilled migrant worker in the UK to 38,700 of a truth. This is really high, to be honest, but there are lots of companies that pay their employees more than that, which is why I always say don't panic. Another door is definitely going to open for you, so don't panic. So as you can see, the minimum salary will be increased 48% from 26,200 in 2024. So this is going to be effective from 2024. So you have to prepare yourself and start thinking of how you can be able to migrate to the UK with your family before the start date of this new rules. So encouraging employers to look to the UK talent first instead of undercutting British workers. Now, coming to the UK on healthcare visas and on national pay scales, for example, teachers will be exempt. So now, when he talked about this £38,700, I had filmed a video on this saying that the healthcare workers are exempt because no healthcare worker, which is, let's say, the care workers or the senior care workers, will be able to earn this amount. There will still be a shortage occupation list. The salary will be increased for healthcare workers, but trust me, this is not going to be increased to £38,000. You can see the explanation again. I'm going to take that again. Those coming to the UK on healthcare visas and the national pay scales, for example, teachers will be exempt. So if you're coming to the UK on the healthcare worker, you're exempt from this £38,700 per annum. This is basically for those who are coming on the tier 2 worker visa. So if you have been following me on this channel, you will see a lot of videos I've filmed and I say stop the panic. Don't panic. The UK government knows what they are doing. They are not just ruling out things to make things very difficult for especially genuine people that want to migrate to the UK to work. That is why he has gone further to explain, because a lot of people have misunderstood this. Even the care workers as well has been worried, and a lot of messages have come to my inbox say, oh, so I can't come to the UK without earning £38,700. Guys, £38,700 is for skilled workers. Now, if you're coming on the health and care worker visa, like he said, I'm going to continue to take that because this is what is causing a lot of panic. So those coming to the UK on healthcare visas and on national pay scales, For example, teachers will be exempt. So this also states that teachers will be exempt. If you have been following me on this channel, I've already uploaded a video about teaching jobs and teaching assistants. So this category of people are exempt from this £38,700. We will also raise the going rate threshold for each occupation, meaning overseas workers will need to earn more to migrate to the UK. So there will be a review on the shortage occupation list. We are still waiting for that. We don't know the threshold that will place for care workers and senior care workers, but trust me, once I see that, I'll definitely come and share with you. But as it stands now, you can still migrate to the UK as a care worker if you earn £20,960. If your COS is issued, the minimum pay on your COS is £20,960. You are still eligible to apply for the health and care worker visa with your dependents, especially when the maintenance is ticked. You don't need to show proof of funds, so you're still allowed to apply till spring. So hurry and apply for your visa now while we wait for the new shortage occupation list. See the recent threshold for care workers and senior carers who are migrating from overseas. So the third step, as you can see, as explained by the Prime Minister, is stop employers over relying on the migrant workers. To crack down on cut price labor from overseas, the government will end the 20% going rate salary discount for shortage occupations, just as like I earlier mentioned. A shortage occupation is a skilled job for which there is a shortage of workers in the UK. Currently, if a job is on the shortage occupation list, employers can pay migrant workers 80% of the job's usual going rate, the estimated full-time annual salary for each occupation. But under new plans, we will end that discount. That means employers cannot pay below the going rate, regardless of whether there is shortage. This will help protect British workers from undercutting and reduce the exploitation of migrants. So even if that 20% is taken off from the care workers, it will still not be up to 38,700 per annum. So please calm down. Calm down. There is always a solution. There is always a way out. And just as you can see, I'm sure that the Prime Minister and the ministers have seen a lot of reactions from these 5 plans that have been ruled out to cut down net migration. And if you don't know, the immigration minister also had to resign last week because of this whole stuff. He's not really agreeing to everything the government has set aside to cut down net migration. So which is why I'm always in my video like, just calm down. I have seen a lot of changes in this UK within 3 months. 1 month they will say this, the next month they will reverse it. So it's something that is very common. The fourth explanation from the Prime Minister on this says, make sure those who come to the UK can support their families. Now, we are ensuring that everyone who arrives and stays in the UK can financially support their families by raising the minimum salary for family visas. The level of income an individual or couple must earn to get family visa for their spouse or children to come to the UK has not increased since 2012, when it was set at 18,600. But now, next year, which is from spring, the government will increase this to 38,700, in line with the minimum salary threshold for the skilled worker route, ensuring those who settle in the UK are able to support themselves and their family. You know, this has caused a lot of disagreement because we've got a lot of British people that have found love outside the UK. I've seen a lot of tweets, I've seen a lot of responses to this. Imagine you find love outside the UK and you want to bring your partner to the UK, you have to earn this amount. So this is causing a lot of arguments now, which the human rights is also involved in that. So we don't know what is going to change. We still have to wait and see if this is going to change, as a lot of British men and women who had found love outside the UK are also complaining that doesn't mean if I don't earn this amount, or if I have my own business and I can't earn this amount, I can't bring my love. It's like trying to separate you from something you really love, which the human rights will definitely be involved in this. So we're going to see how this turns out to be. The fifth one you can see on my screen, banning most overseas students from bringing family members to the UK. We are stopping most overseas students from bringing family members to the UK. The measures announced in May mean that from January next year, which is a few weeks from now, unless you are on the postgraduate research program, which means if you're studying or you're doing a PhD research, you can bring your dependent. If you're not and you're only coming to study for masters, you will no longer have the right to bring dependents to the country on your student visa. Please, if you're still waiting to apply for your student visa, we've got till January. Hurry and send in your application. But however, if you get to the UK and you start working and you finish your studies and you're able to get a job that will enable you earn £38,700, you can also bring your dependents as soon as you get that job. So don't panic. Like I always say, there's always a solution to everything. Don't panic, relax, and everything is going to come to pass the way you have planned it. So this is the explanation by the Prime Minister, and just as you can see on my screen, number 10, Prime Minister's office. This came from the Prime Minister's office, which is why I'm sharing this, just to stay calm you. Even if the threshold for skilled workers is now increased to 38,700. There are skilled workers that even earn up to 45k a year, 50k. I'll be sharing those jobs. Trust me, I'll be sharing those jobs, and I know that you too can be qualified to apply for such roles. So you can come along with your family when relocating to the UK. So guys, this is just what it is, and I hope you find this video helpful. A lot of people have been panicking about this whole rules, but like I said, the Prime Minister have explained this. So please share this video with your friends and loved ones so they will also know that the healthcare workers and also the teachers are also exempt from the £38,700 threshold that a skilled worker is supposed to earn before moving to the UK in 2024. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to download Leatherback and use it for your transaction. See you right in my next video. Bye bye for now.